All right, so we are in the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and this is a pretty cool vehicle because it is the new 3-liter V6 Eco Diesel, 240 horsepower, 420 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty impressive, and a base price starting right around, well, $46,000, $45,995. This one is tested that we're sitting in for this real quick video is $54,180 is tested. And you know what's great about this vehicle is that you get over 700 miles on a single tank with the diesel. So that's a 21 city and a 28 highway from the EPA. And this has the Off-Road Adventure 2 and the Advanced Technology Group. And of course, no one can beat the Jeep off-road. Well, maybe except a Land Rover. And I have once said before that these Jeeps are like the Land Rovers from the USA. These are totally built and thought of by the Jeep brand. It's a legacy for the US. And we love these vehicles. And, you know, this 8-speed transmission coupled to this V6 diesel, all of this fuel economy, the leather, the piping. Look at the piping on the seats in these views. This contrast stitching on the dashboard, the wood trim. You've got, not only do you have park assist with these things, you have adaptive cruise. You've got your, your climate control, your touch screen here that controls just about everything in an 8.1-inch screen, and or thereabouts. Digital speedometer now with the digital readout and cluster. These are really neat vehicles, and I mean, they're expensive, but they come, especially in this Overland package that we're sitting in, they come equipped to the gills. Let's check out some video from our event here at Red Rocks in Colorado, where the designer of the Jeep brand, especially responsible for the new Cherokee and the Grand Cherokee Rubicon, you name it, he knows about it. Let's see what he had to say.
This vehicle here happens to be the Overland. The Overland differs a little bit in appearance. This one happens to be trail rated, so it's got the 18-inch wheel on it. We put a little bit upright work on the front. More importantly, the fender flares and the whole lower, the air dam, and the sills are painted body color on that. This happens to be the 3-liter diesel V6, which you'll be able to drive now, connected to the 8-speed transmission. A really nice combination, up to 30 miles to the gallon on an SUV that size. The color on that, again, and I'm going to talk about color, it's not black, it's actually green. It's called a black forest green, and it works best when the sun hits. It's a beautiful color. Most people will think that's black vehicle you've got in your driveway, but it's actually a beautiful green. We had a blue a couple years ago that was like that. It was tricked back and forth, black to blue.
All right, so that's the real quick on this 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Diesel. You know, I have to tell you, just in wrapping up, this vehicle may seem expensive, but the diesel is an interesting motor because it's going to have that kind of lag that you would expect from a diesel with a turbo, but it will rev up, let the torque converter go, and give you some good wheel spin from a stop. You're going to notice some mid-speed or mid-range lack of power, but all in all, this vehicle has a good road feel, good driving characteristics, and it'll probably surprise you that you won't even realize you're driving a diesel. It is super quiet, and my biggest gripe with the Jeep instrument cluster right now is that I can't see the paddle shift numbers for the gear you're in when you go to the manual mode or the sport mode in this vehicle. It's just really hard to see the numbers because they're right in line with the PRND, or the Prindle as some people call it. Other than that, though, Jeep has done an amazing job. Great visibility, not very many blind spots, good size mirrors, things like blind spot monitoring. And if you have $54,000 or so as tested, this vehicle will serve you well, go off-road, and be able to go to in-town events in style. I'm Jonathan McGrew. This is Real Auto Reports. We'll see you down the road.